চেকটা কোথায়?
স্ক্রিনশটটা তো অফ করবি।
চেক করলাম।
আচ্ছা একবার স্ট্রিমের লিংকটা দিয়ে দিস, ঠিক আছে? তাহলে এখান থেকে আমিও দেখতে পাবো।
হ্যাঁ, আমারও দিয়ে দিস।
And we are live. Hello and welcome back to the Devils TV, and this is the Game Week 5 review. And it has been a great weekend as for the Manchester United fans because finally, after ages, we have won a match. And I think Adi can reclaim what we are feeling right now.
See, I think to summarize, I would use a quote by Fabrizio Romano: "Never underestimate Manchester United." I mean, I think last video I gave a prediction that Manchester United has a chance, and
Yes.
whether be it a red card or whatever it is, I can say that Manchester United for the first time since December, for the first time in a long time, have back-to-back home wins at Old Trafford, and it has been a good match. It has been a great match. It has been a great game week, and let's
I
just say
mean,
that, and you
United
can,
were favorites.
No, United were not
Chelsea have
favorites.
not
Sorry,
won. Chelsea have not won in Old
but
Trafford
that
since
doesn't that doesn't
2013.
mean we were not favorites.
that does a when you have finished 15th and Chelsea have finished what, fourth? That record means nothing. That and I think all the lucky and no performance and all the hypocritical tweets can go one side. Then I will take a scrappy win rather than a good performance. That that
Casemiro,
is my that is my mentality right now, and I don't care.
Casemiro almost cost them the 2 points.
Yeah, see, Casemiro, I think he has to do better. I mean, it's a very soft second yellow. I think everyone will agree it's a very soft second yellow.
The thing with Casemiro is like the famous quote out there, like the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again but expecting different results. Like
Yeah,
Casemiro is not fit for the role. We all know that. Like for the last 2 years, we have been crying out for a DM, and the club hasn't answered to our prayers. So I think there's no point in blaming Casemiro. I think he's mentally checked out and physically as well. He's way past his prime. So there's no point in actually like blaming him.
I think everyone knew that Casemiro might just get a second yellow. I don't think Amorim was expecting that. I think Amorim was going to sub him off at halftime. And I think in that
I
case
don't
it
know
has
about that.
backfired a little.
How do
But
you
but
think?
if Ca- but if Casemiro was playing the entire 90 minutes, I have no doubt that we would have smashed them 3 or 4 nil. As simple as that. And as for the red card incident, I think that was just our attacking attackers finally linking up properly. And nobody asked Robert Sanchez to come charging in like a blind bull. So in that case, it's a mixture of luck, but luck favors the brave.
I mean, yeah, like
Also,
we,
I
I,
think
I think we can agree. Yeah, yeah, go ahead.
United have been lacking the clinical finish in the final third for like the first few games, and it has clicked, especially for that Bruno goal. Although it was a debatable goal on offside, but still it goes down as a well-timed run and a good header by Dogu.
See, I think that goal by Bruno Fernandes is it on any other day it can go against us. Luckily, it did not, and that's all. We have been on the ends of some horrible VAR decisions.
I mean, I have one question about that because in that attack we also saw Sesko was offside. Was he interfering the play really? That's my
I
question.
don't, I don't think so. I don't think so because it's very easy to just go with the VAR decision, but I don't think so. But what I will say is those are some really questionable decisions by VAR. Some go with you, some go against you. We have been on the receiving ends of some horrible decisions going against us the entirety of last season, if you will. So I think I will take whatever VAR decisions that go in our favor, and I won't complain because it's so
Also, Sesko
unpredictable when you
looks
play
sharp.
with that VAR. Yes.
Also, Sesko looked sharper than before. He looked like more in sync with the team.
See, I think Sesko coming. Look at Florian Wirtz, the great playmaker in the Bundesliga is struggling in the Premier League. Similarly, you have to remember Sesko is 22 years old. Sesko needs time to adjust, and I think what Amorim is doing is a good thing. He's not putting him in the deep end. He's giving him time. Although I disagree with the substitution at halftime, which was another pragmatic decision by Amorim. We will get to that. But I think what Amorim is doing is pretty good. I agree with him. Like
Some
burn him out. Let's not burn Sesko out. Give him the time to flourish.
Something good about Sesko is that he is giving the goalkeeper an extra option to go long at a target man because Sesko is so he's like 6'6" if I'm not wrong. He gives
Six
them a
five actually.
physical presence to play off of. Even there was a chance I think Sesko flicked the ball off to Mbuamu for a good chance. I do not
Yeah,
remember if he scored or it was that
that
Sanchez
that is
tackle.
that is what caused the red card. And I
Yeah,
think and I think despite not coming up with goal contributions, I think Sesko and Mbuemo were majorly responsible for that result. And I think they have linked up really well. And especially Mbuemo, my God, does he play well. Even without,
Mbuamu played well
I
as a
think
second
I
striker,
think okay. Let's be carefully.
if
I
I may
don't think
say.
that like we don't need to overegg the pudding. I think we played okay, and I think the red card was a major factor in whatever the performance we saw. And and when it comes to Sesko, I think he's gonna struggle this season because there's a lack of service around the team. I think because he's not getting enough chances.
He's
Even when
the
we had a
whole
one
Yeah,
man
but
advantage,
Sesko is
even when
not
we had a
a
one man advantage, I don't think we gave him enough service. So I think the team needs to do better, and I think they need to pick his runs when he's running in, giving in the in behind runs. And I think the crossing needs to improve. Like again, Dorgu got some great runs and had the space to cross the ball, but he didn't exactly give good crosses. And I think we need to improve on that aspect as well. And
yeah,
I think
but I don't think Yeah, but
yes,
I don't think Sesko is really a out and out poacher. He's more of a target man. He's a better player when you play off of him on the second
yeah, I
balls,
get that,
like
but he
Drogba
needs the
was
service as well.
during Chelsea. He was not a proper goal scorer. Most of the goal scoring was done by Lampard, but Drogba gave them the physical presence and gave the goalkeeper the option to go long at any point of time. And Drogba would win most of the headers one on a 50-50 chances and give the second ball. So that's a way Amorim could approach this system, which seems to work with Mbuomo and Sesko.
Just because it worked one night, it doesn't mean it's gonna work the entire season. And I think the
It,
major
it is
attribute
a
we
tool
had,
in it is a tool
I
in
think,
the box. It
I
is
mean, it
definitely a
works.
tool in the
It did
box.
work against Chelsea. I'm not gonna lie, it did work against Chelsea, but I don't think it's gonna work against the rest of the team. Like especially the Arsenals of the world, the Liverpools, the Man Cities. I don't think it's gonna
I
work against
mean,
them because
the main
they
thing
have.
also to remove the Chelsea actually. Like after the red card, they picked up Neto and Estevao
And
together, and
it's kind of
Palmer got
sad that we need a man down to play properly, and I think United need an advantage like this in every match to play in the proper way. So I think Amorim didn't get it right. I think the lineup wasn't that good because when you see names like Luke Shaw and you see names like Casemiro and you see names like Ahmad, like they are not well in favor with the fans as well. So I think he didn't get the lineup right. Even Bayern, for example, by even I know lots of people who wanted to start Lamin. So I think the lineup wasn't on point, but yeah, he got lucky, and
It
of
was.
course
I
you
don't
make
think the
your own luck.
lineup was more of a Ineos fault than a Amorim fault. I mean, as a
I'm not
left
buying
center
this.
back,
I'm not
Ineos
buying this.
is out of options.
I'm not buying this. Ineos don't pick the team. Ineos may pick the
See,
squad, but they don't pick the team.
I think it's important to be consistent. I think that is where we lack. I will not judge Amorim of this game. He did not ask Robert Sanchez to chase in like a fucking bull. He did not he did like red card or not. We were dominating Chelsea until that red card for the first 5 minutes. That red card was caused because of our attacking play. Anyways, it's important to be consistent. We had just lost to Manchester City 3-0. A 2-1 win against Chelsea does not change anything. What will change though is if we can beat Brentford, if we can beat
Exactly,
Sunderland.
exactly,
That is when I
exactly,
will judge Amorim.
exactly.
Otherwise, I won't judge Amorim right now.
I think
And
the,
I think
the fault is
I
not
think I
on the
think I
manager,
think
it's
Adi hit
more
the
about
head.
the board.
I think Adi hit the nail on
I
the head. I
think
think
I
with
think
this.
for far too long we have been judging Amorim on one games. Like if he has won this one, he's the best manager in the world. We are winning the league. If we have lost if we have just lost, oh my God, get him sacked. For far too long has this happened. This season we are still in the mixer. If you see, we are 1 point behind Chelsea, the champions of the world. I think we are above Villa and Newcastle, whom everyone. I saw people going for Unai Emery as the replacement. Fuck my life. If Unai
So
Emery
God bless
comes
those
to
people, man.
Manchester
God bless.
United, I might just have to stop watching games. I mean, people are not calling for Eddie Howe's head. Like Newcastle, despite forcing a rivalry with us, is still below us. The only team who has looked consistently dominant is Liverpool, and I think it's their league to lose right now. Arsenal, Man City, we are all in the difference of 2 points. So we are still in the mixture, so it's important to get behind the team, and I will only judge the team after the next two games. If we go into the next international break with with 3 wins on the row, the Liverpool game becomes much easier, and it gets much easier for Amorim to move on from this start. Which, if you look at the big picture, I think after seeing whom we have played against Arsenal, Man City, and Chelsea. I think 1 win and 2 losses against these two is pretty acceptable. Right? And we have won against Burnley and we have drawn against Fulham, which was an unlucky draw. So I think 7 points from our first five, considering we had the worst opening fixtures, is not bad. It's time to get behind Amorim. It's time. I know he made some mistakes, but it's time to back the manager. And I think everyone in the fan base should do that.
I
I
think
think
the
I think the
manager is
major
doing all
problem.
right.
I think wait a sec. I think the major problem with Amorim is like his reputation got kind of like it got ruined because what he did in the last season. I think if he had come into the new season with a new with a new proper manager bounce, I think we would not be so negative. The fan base would not be so negative. Maybe the media won't be so negative. And I think so. I think we need to consider that as well because I think we need to consider it as a new slate, a completely clean slate, a completely new season, as we had said before.
That is to
And I
be
think
going on afterwards. You are doing maybe like
See,
take
I
on
think
the mid season.
I will absolutely disagree with that point because I think we are forgetting what happened with Ten Hag. Ten Hag lost his first two games. And then the media made him sit down with Gary Neville and Jamie Carragher before Manchester United versus Liverpool and give him an interview. I think this English media bias is so hypocritical. It is so
absolutely,
hypocritical because if we win, they are going to moan about performances. And if when we perform well but lose, then it becomes about the result. So you cannot please this circus. We can only focus on what it's. We should have the siege mentality ready. We should only focus on what's in front of us, not the media, because the media hates Manchester United. It
yeah, that has been
it
correctly
will
evident.
absolutely drag any manager down. You remember what they were telling about Delict? They were calling him the Dutch Maguire. They were saying he can't run. They were like Graham Souness was sputtering bullshit about him. And I think Delete has been one of the best signings we have ever made. What a signing! And I think last week I was telling, like, he's a very no nonsense defender. He does the basics really well. He's not a hipster defender. He does the basics really well. And I think that kind of presence is really really important. I think people forget that when Chelsea were 10 men on 10 men, we can say that Enzo Maresca self-destructed, but we should not also take anything away from the solid defense. Except the Chalaba goal, they did not have an attempt on goal. It's important to remember this. So it's important to back the team behind this.
Yeah, I absolutely agree with you because I think we need to back the team. But the problem with backing the team is like we cannot be blind at the same time. Like we saw the changes. I think like subbing off Sesko for Ugarte wasn't a wise choice because then you see that we were with the pressure we put on Chelsea. Like every it was long ball after long ball. I think after we subbed off Sesko, I think it was a statement that we are gonna sit back, come attack us, take the ball, and we'll just defend. So I think that wasn't a very wild choice. I mean, wise choice by Amorim. I think Amorim should
Even
have
gave
played
it
that
two
part
goals
better.
up. They can afford to concede one and still win the game. It's
See,
a
I think,
pragmatic
I
choice.
get that, but I think
see,
the
I
in-game
think,
management should have been better. And I don't
It's a
really get this
pragmatic
obsession
choice.
of
If
I don't I don't really get this obsession like
Football,
subbing on
football isn't that
defenders.
simple, really. Like, if you concede one goal, the momentum shifts. So you cannot afford to concede one goal, especially when you are 10 men down.
yeah,
Because if
even
one
if
comes,
you
you will come.
concede one goal, you are playing fucking five at the back. You can easily
No,
park
no,
the
no, no.
bus.
That
See,
I
you
don't.
cannot park the bus if you
if if
don't
if
know
if
how to
if
do it
that's the
properly.
case, I think Burnley would have never conceded any goal because
Yeah,
they play
exactly.
back the like a back five in their for
Burnley
their entire
concede very
existence.
few goals. I do not remember Burnley
Burnley,
conceding two goals
ah
or
yes,
three goals in a match.
that's why they're winning titles out there. That's why they're winning
First match
titles.
Tottenham
see,
finished.
I think I
Burnley
have
lose
three.
games, but they are on tight margins. When you are two goals up, you can afford to absorb the pressure and play a back five and sit in your box because you.
See,
It's very
Burnley's
difficult to
challenge
get
was
two
the
or
back
three
five
goals
only.
when the opponent team is refusing to get outside of the box. Even in Champions League against Liverpool and Arsenal, Liverpool and Atletico Madrid, the game got so difficult for Atletico because of that Robertson goal. If that Robertson lucky goal wouldn't have gone in, it would have been a completely different game. It would have
See,
ended in a nil-nil draw.
that's an argument like if my aunt had homes, he would be my uncle.
I am saying the point. The point is, if in a defensive team, if you can sit back and park the bus, you are not going to concede two or three goals. You may lose the
That's
match
what
if
Arteta
it's
But
said.
nil-nil,
but that's no
but at
solution.
max you are
Like
going
if
to
you are
concede one goal.
spending 200 to 50 million every summer, that's not the solution. Like let's sit back, let's play back five at the back. Like people would commit suicide over that kind of football. And we as Manchester United fans
United
are
really
definitely.
haven't spent that much.
With
What?
all due respect, with all due respect, it's bloody Burnley. Let's not take inspiration from bloody
Exactly, this
Burnley.
is what I'm saying. It's
We beat
fucking
them.
Burnley,
We beat
man.
them
Exactly.
last to last week. Let's not take inspiration from bloody Burnley. But in case of Amorim, I have three things that I would like to ask him. Number one, why haven't Senne Laman started? Is it because didn't want him to didn't want him to start in these two difficult fixtures? Why, if Senne Lammens was your pick, why isn't he starting? Why is Bindy still starting? Because that's a disaster waiting to happen. He has already
I
cost us
think
one match.
Lemons was
I
bought
think
as a
it's about
backup to
matches,
by India
nothing else.
I
because
think I think I can
Lemons
ask.
only has one season under his belt. He will
I think
take
I can
time to
answer that
develop.
question. I think I can answer that question. I think Amorim wants experience. That's why he wanted the likes of Amy Martinez and Watkins. But the club, I think, overruled him and got him Chesko and Lemens because they want potential and they want young players
Maybe,
so that they could build for the future.
maybe they want to follow the Chelsea
And
model: buy
and
young, then sell for future
yeah,
value.
yeah.
But
I think Radcliffe is. I
will
think
harm
Radcliffe is
us.
absolutely like he's obsessed with that Chelsea model. I think he's obsessed with what Clear Lake has been doing with Chelsea, and and we also and as we all know, he's a season ticket holder, I think, from Chelsea, and
Yeah,
I think
see, I would have no
I
problem
think
with following the Chelsea model. Spend fucking 1 billion. Spend that billion. If you, but don't do it when you're broke. Don't follow that model when you're broke. If you can't afford a Ferrari, don't take the loan. But if you want to purchase the Ferrari, go for the entire thing. You can't half-ass it. Chelsea have spent 1 billion. They have around 20, 30 players. Of 20, 30 players, like I was saying last week, they need only 11 to click. We have signed 4 players. So if you're following that model, buy us, get Amorim 11 players, change the entire team around, and then you can go for the resale value and bullshit. But if
I think why the Chelsea project won't work if United try to adapt it is because the managers aren't given that kind of time, and you need results like continuously and on a very recent basis. Not you can get a leeway for a year or so. You can't afford that. I think if we had bought the likes of Watkins or maybe any experienced striker or a goalkeeper, I think we would be in a much better position. And as for potential, I think if you don't have a proper team. As I said before, if you don't have the proper base, stockpiling young talents won't work. Like the likes of Liverpool and Arsenal can bet on young talents because they have a proper base, they have a proper spine, they have fought for titles, they have won some trophies. But United aren't in that kind of a luxurious position. So I think we needed to do what we need to sign players who could impact right now and then, coming
I
and get the
think
ground running.
I think the problem with United, especially in the transfer window, has been they have been targeting the wrong positions. They should have been targeting a left center back who could play in case Martinez got injured, and a
I
center
disagree.
defensive
I disagree. I think
midfielder
the major
ahead of a number 10.
I think the
Because
major
if
issue
you
we have is the midfield.
Yeah, I think United have targeted the wrong positions. They could have done with another year of having Xerxes, Mount, Bruno, and maybe getting Mbuomu or Cunha, and bought an center defensive midfielder instead of getting both Mbuomu and Cunha. And they needed a
see,
striker since they needed to
Absolutely.
replace Holland.
see, I think I don't regret signing either Mbuemo or Cunha. They are quality players. I would
Yeah,
have
they are
taken them.
quality players, but it's more about what the
I
team
think there's
needs.
I
The
think there's no
team
point in
needs
discussing about the transfer window anymore. It's closed, so I think we need to move on. And I think what Adi said before, I think I think we need some momentum. I think the issue with United for the last 12 years is we can beat the Liverpools, the Man Cities, the Chelseas on our day, the Arsenals. We can beat the top teams, but the main problem is the beating the Swanseas of the West Hams, the Bournemouths. I think consistency is where we lack. I think the for the last 12 years we haven't been that consistent enough. Like we can beat, like as we have seen under Mourinho's reign. I think we had that wonderful comeback, the great comeback in Etihad when we were down 2-0 in the. I think in the derby, I think and the stakes were high.
over masterclass.
If we had lost, Man City would have won the league and would have lifted the trophy in front of us. So we made a glorious comeback, and everyone was like, Manchester is Manchester United, and we lost to Huddersfield the next week. Fucking Huddersfield. So
I th
there's no point in playing well against the likes of Arsenal or City or Liverpool and then losing to a Bournemouth or a Brentford. I think there needs to be a consistency. There needs to be this. You can't grow from this to this in a weekend span. So I
Yeah,
think there needs to be some consistency.
the problem is Manchester United is currently broke, and they have to play money ball, which I don't think they are trying to do.
Bro, you're just speaking
They are
shit, man.
trying to sign superstars.
Bro, you're just speaking
They
shit.
I mean,
I
no,
I think
because
I
I
think
I
the
always
Brentford away fixture
For
is what
example,
I, the Brentford away
Moneyball,
fixture is I'm going to judge this team on. As simple as that. If we
exactly.
win next week, I'm going to say that we have turned a corner and we can secure fifth or sixth position. I'm not going to aim any higher than that.
I'm
Fifth or
Juventus is
sixth
going
should
to
be
be
the target.
I'm not gonna
Liverpool.
lie. I'm not gonna lie. I didn't expect the team to win against the likes of Arsenal or Man City or Liverpool. I think the most fixture damaging I think we had in this season is the Grimsby match. I think if we didn't lose that Grimsby match, I don't think that the fan base would be so negative, and there would be not so much outrage about Amorim out, this player out, this, and so much outrage and so much negativity around the club. And I think the Grimsby match did a lot of damage. And if we had just managed to get over the line, I think we would have been much better position right now.
But as I was saying, at the end of the day, nobody, when you, at the end of the season, nobody is going to really care about the red cards and all that. Everybody is going to see that we beat Chelsea at Old Trafford. That's it. Let's move on. Let's move on to the next match, shall we?
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Okay, before,
So Anurag, lead
sorry,
us into the
sir,
Liverpool
sorry.
fixture.
Before we move on, another player I'm going to I just want to touch upon. Amad Diallo needs to get his head right. Amad Diallo needs to do better. And Amad Diallo, the Instagram aside, that I think we have all seen the drama that has happened. He has removed all his Instagram socials because someone
Really?
because he
In
posted a
Instagram?
picture with the twat of Argentina.
Doner kebab
That
nacho.
aside, yeah, like hilarious, isn't it? That he thought he would get game time at
I
Chelsea.
I think this is the problem with the youth, with the youth players we have. I think there's a very toxic culture. Like if you saw on the first match, Garnacho played from Chelsea. I think he was always looking to pass. I think his approach was just to pass, and then get into the box. But at United, he was always looking to shoot. So I think this is the problem. I think we don't say to our players. I don't think we instruct our players well to do what's right and what's wrong. And for Ahmad as well, I think he has become that kind of a player we always hated, like the Lingards of this world, like the social media kind of player. He's always posting up after the match, like about quotes. He's giving motivational edits. He's posting all those kind of rubbish shit. And I think Ahmad is a player that is well liked by the fan base, and I like him as well. I think he was the best player from last season after Bruno Fernandes. But I think he got kind of infected by the virus that is like plaguing Manchester United for quite long. And
I
even Rooney has said it before, like under Sir Alex Reigns, if we had lost a match, even drew, I think there would be pin drop silence. But nowadays, it's okay to lose 7-0 to Liverpool and then walk around the town like nothing happened. And let's put TikToks around the club. And like it's nothing. There's no consequences of anything the players are gonna do.
see. I think Amad Diallo is a fantastic player, but his choices in the final third has been abysmal this season. Absolutely abysmal. Like something has happened to him over the summer where I think he has spent too much time with his friend or whatever it is, whatever it may be, but he needs to get his head right. And I'm sure that he will get right because I think last season we have seen the class is there. And I think his best position at is at right wing back. I don't want to know what that Sunderland manager has to say about it. I think his best position is at right wing back. His best games are coming at right wing back. So, and I'm sure that as the season progresses, he will get into a rhythm. And all he needs is one goal, one momentum switch, and he can turn it on.
Yeah, as
But
for
his
Amar, I
final
think
third actions need to be better. That's all. I think we have touched upon
Was saying the
everything.
same thing last week about Amad Diallo being at the right wing back position.
Yes? Sorry?
Wasn't Schwartz saying the same thing last week about Amad Diallo being at the right wing back? Like
Yeah,
very
I
lot
think
of questions.
Yeah, I think Amad Diallo's best position is at right wing back. His best games have come from right wing back, and I think Amorim knows that. And I think that's why I think the moment Ahmad switches to right wing back, he becomes much more of a threat linking with Mbuemo and Bruno playing up that left number 10 position. I think that is Bruno's position. But we know how stubborn Amorim is. The moment Cunha or Mount comes back, he's going to put Cunha or Mount in that position. Bruno is going to drop down, and all I have to see is progression. We should be beating Brentford comfortably away. If not, then that's a problem.
I do
It's
not think.
I wouldn't say comfortable because I think we are struggling against Grimsby Town, so I wouldn't be that cocky because you never know because this is Manchester United after all. One
Yeah,
weekend we are beating
yeah. Like
one weekend
like
we are beating
obviously
Man
we can
City.
just yeah, like obviously there's a high chance that we just self-destruct again, and the entire media goes into a frenzy because I saw some obscure stat by the Athletic. Like, c- correct me if I'm wrong. The moment we lose is that we have lost the game. The moment we have won a game, they are saying that we can't win without a red card or penalties or I mean, what bullshit. What
I
bullshit.
think that's just blatant bias against Manchester United, as it
Like,
always has been.
come
That is
on.
a similar that is a similar
At
stat
least
like Phil
try to
Foden has
hide it. At least try to hide it, man.
I mean, Manchester United gets you clicks, so I think I get it from the journalist's POV what they are kind of doing.
Yeah, obviously. I think they have held their head yesterday. And they will be unhappy at Robert Sanchez. Like, why have you given them a chance to win? We can't get views. Fuck you, Robert. Get out of here. That is what they will say.
I would
even that
like to
Phil Foden
say I would like to say that, especially for Manchester United, most of the goals till now, which they have conceded, have been in transition. It would be better for United if they played in a more defensive style, like sit back
Come on,
and
bro.
try to
Come
get
on.
the
This
things on
is not
counter.
Burnley. This is not Sheffield United. This is Manchester United, man. Like,
Yeah, that
how
is
defensive do you want to be? We already have P at the back with wing backs. Like, this is
Arsenal
something that has.
have been playing with 8 defenders
Yeah,
and
yeah. But
finishing
they're
second.
winning. They're winning jack shit, bhai. That they're winning jack shit.
At least
They're
they are
winning jack
still
shit.
performing better than
Yeah, yeah,
United.
yeah. Get that participation trophy out. Yeah, we finished second three times in a row. Get that trophy out. I think that's
so.
a huge
At
win.
least finish second and 15th.
The I
So
think the ma-
since
I
so
think the
since
major
Arsenal
problem.
has been brought up, should we just
Yeah, yeah.
move
We
on
have
to
we have
the
delved
Arsenal
we have
City
delved on
game?
Manchester United for too long. I think we need to
Yes.
talk about the others as well. Yeah, the Arsenal game. I think
Arsenal got really lucky with that Martinelli goal.
I just don't
Donnarumma
know what to
just
say, man. I
choked
just
in
don't
the
know what to
last
say.
minute.
Donnarumma
I,
ran without even checking the marker. He just ran and went over and Martinelli lobbed it over his head.
see, I think serious questions need to be asked to Arteta about what the next natural progression of this team is. Where is this team going? I think the same can be asked of Pep. I think it's a really bad game by both the teams. I don't think Man City had a clear-cut chance after the goal. I really thought that they will create more.
I
I think
mean,
Ryan I think Ryan
Man
Diaz
City
was
did got
looking
lucky in
really
that
good.
I couldn't believe my eyes when City had 31% possession. This is something I've never seen in my life. I mean, all these years
I
of
think
watching
City
football.
have is trying to change into a team which depends on transition than a position.
Maybe
City have been
maybe
better in transition lately than in position,
I
which
think I
makes
think
sense because we have Haaland in front,
I
who
th-
is
I
one of
think
the
I I
I
think
think
that would
Pep.
make sense with the goalkeeper purchase as well. Like, as we know, like Donnarumma is not the best with his feet, but he's a fantastic shot stopper, and
yeah.
he is a decent distributor as well. So I think Pep Guardiola is changing philosophies and all that,
So I
but
think it will take time
I
to
think
click.
both the managers need to ask, like, is it enough to catch up to Liverpool? Because now Liverpool have set the standard. Every other team needs to catch up to Liverpool. And I don't think Arsenal or Man City or Chelsea have what it takes to catch up to Liverpool. I think Liverpool are
I
here
think
and the rest
a
of the
bit
teams
of
are fighting here.
it's a bit about luck. In case there is a injury for Liverpool in centre back, if two centre backs get injured by chance
bro.
for
This ain't
Liverpool,
2021. Bro, this ain't 2021.
yeah, in case if that happens, Liverpool are in big trouble. Or even
I
leave centre
think
backs. Even if Gravenberg gets injured, there will
You
be a
don't,
big dip,
yeah,
dip in form
Gravenberg's
for
one I
Liverpool.
can agree, but don't you think in January they will buy no one after that if two center
Huh?
backs are injured? Don't you think they will get Gay itself in January if two center backs are injured?
I don't think where he goes in
I'm
January.
talk- yeah, even if they
No,
I mean,
get
there's no
in
point
even
January,
in
I
they
don't
buying
think.
Gueye in
But
January
the
because
thing
you
is,
can literally
in
get him
case
for
of
free
emergency, they can.
6 months after.
I
I,
don't think
I
Gay is going to come in January. It's going to be more of a summer transfer.
Yes,
Of
yes.
course, it's going to be a summer transfer. But my point is, if two main centre backs are injured and you need one compatible centre back, they can go for it.
It the injuries may happen in the like the business end of the season, which
You are
it's
going
more
to
I
about
mean,
luck.
by that time, all we know, the title might be right
Yeah,
wrapped up. I
the
think
title might
so.
be over. It's already
So
6 months
let's
I
back.
not
don't
delve
think
into
so.
that. I think we are delving too
I
much
don't
into the
think so.
future.
It will at least go
I
to a
think,
game week like
if I might
20
add,
or
I
30.
think for both City and Arsenal, I think especially for City, I think Pep definitely knows the limitations of this team. I'm sure that he knows that this team is definitely not on par with the teams he had before. The Centurions, the Invincibles team of art, even the treble winning team of City. So I think he knows his limitations. I think he knows the what his team could do and what they can't. So I think he's trying the different approach because maybe this is the approach the team can play with and maybe gel better. So I think that I don't blame City for taking this kind of an approach. I think Arsenal are an absolute bunch of cowards. I think especially Arteta, because who the hell plays eight defenders in their own home ground? I know, I get that you don't want to leak goals, you want to be tight, but let's be honest, eight defenders, four
I think
center backs,
I
three
think
defensive midfielders.
I
Are you
think
fucking kidding me?
I think City are in a better position than Arsenal because I think Pep Guardiola, even if he does not win a trophy, I think that would be a real shame considering the amount they have spent. But I think people will be more forgiving towards Man City compared to Arsenal, who for the past 3 years they have been trying to complete the project, but the project seems like to go on forever. Like they build one, they destroy another one, and suddenly you are looking at the contracts of Gabriel and the likes of Saliba expiring, and you're like, oh shit, the defense is slowly collapsing, and then the attack's not firing, and then suddenly Arteta is in lot of pressure because I think this is the season where he has to deliver something. If he does not deliver a silverware this season, whether it be the Carabao Cup, the FA Cup, the Premier League, or the bloody Champions League, I think some people are still expecting that. If he does not deliver either
I
trophies
don't
this
think
season,
Arteta is a top level manager, first of all. I
I
never
think
believe.
I think like the hipsters say, he's the man before the man. I think
Yeah, yeah. I think he's a
Arteta
closer.
has, yeah, I think,
He's a closer more than a killer.
but I think Arteta is in all sorts of pressure now. It's against Man City. We can forgive the performance. Last week they
Look
had
at
won.
the team.
Last week they had won comfortably,
I mean,
I
I don't
think
get
it's
this.
not. But I don't think it's going in the direction he thinks it's going.
No, I can't cut them any slack just because it's Man City. I think these are the matches which make or break in the title races. And you have to be brave. I think when you are playing in your home ground, I think you have to get a result. Even if it's away, I think you have to get a result. I think the Arsene Wenger teams of Arsenal before, I think they had that kind of like bravery in themselves to get a result. Like they got the results in Old Trafford, White Hart Lane, Anfield, wherever they played. And I think this is what's lacking with the current Arsenal team. I don't think. I think it's more of a manager issue than the players. I think the players want to play. I think the players want to be bold, but I think they are kind of like handcuffed by the manager to say like let's play safe here, let's not concede any goals, and let's be okay with just sharing the points. And I think this is where Arsenal is completely wrong because as Roy Keane and many have said before, you don't win titles by getting draws. You win titles by
And
winning matches.
and I think that they are not utilizing their new signings properly. I
Yeah,
think it's a crying shame what they are doing to Gyökeres. Gyökeres is being starved. He's been
yeah.
absolutely starved.
I mean,
This is a guy who had bullied Manchester City last season. Let's not forget the hat trick
Gyökeres
that he
isn't
has.
that good.
I mean, let's
Gyökeres
not
isn't
forget
that good.
they were playing Simpson PC at defense too.
I mean,
I mean,
I mean, if you look at the top three teams in England right now, Liverpool, City, and Arsenal. City have Haaland, Liverpool have Salah. Who do Arsenal have?
I think
Saka,
us
Saka. They have Saka.
they
Well,
and
Saka.
I think what a
Saka
shame for
barely. crosses
And
10 goals a season. He's nowhere near the levels.
and
They're a level
isn't
I
it
disagree.
crossing.
I
crazy?
disagree.
And isn't
I
it
disagree. I
crazy that
think.
you have signed Eberechi Eze, the star player of Crystal Palace? Like he was getting consistently 90 minutes. And here he's starting behind Madueke in the pecking order.
I
That's
think they
insane.
are wasting him on the wing. He should be operated through the center cam position, I would say, like where the Odegaard plays basically. But in wing, he is not that effective, and it's a complete waste of his talents.
First of all, explain me the philosophy of playing centre backs as full backs
I mean, I
and
think this is
having
a.
them
I think
overlap.
this is
Bro,
a. I think this is a concept that has
Arteta
absolutely
doing
been
reverse
copied from the
superset.
Pep playbook. I think this is a concept that has been
Pep
copied
never
with
made
what Pep.
Ake or Akanji overlap.
Yeah, yeah.
They
No, no, he didn't overlap. But I think the inverting fullback concept was taken from Pep
Yeah, but
playbook. I think what
Arteta
he did
is
with
using
Stones,
Galafuri to
what he did
overlap
with
on the left
Stones is
side
no,
and
no, no.
Timber
Calafuri
on
is
the
not
right side.
overlapping. He's
Why
inverting.
don't you just play a proper full wing
He's
back
not
at that point?
overlapping. He's inverting. I think okay. Let's clarify a bit things. I think the main issue with Arsenal is they are too defensive. I think there's no if when you are playing four centre backs, there's no point in playing three CDMs at the same time. You can play two CDMs and a number 10. I think this is why Gyökeres is getting starved of any service. And even the wingers, I think Trossard is not first choice winger. I think Martinelli is the first choice winger. Madueke is not the first choice winger. I think you could play even the likes of Non-Eri and Downman before Madueke. I don't think Madueke is that good enough. Just because he got a
Madueke
fluke.
was doing well, as I saw. He's not
I,
doing that
I,
bad.
I think I think he runs around like a headless chicken, to be honest, and I think he runs into defenders and just doesn't go for the variety of things that you can do. You can dribble past, or maybe he's just looking for the cross. He's not looking for maybe like beating the man or just cutting inside. He's always going for the cross, and you know that the crosses might be sometimes 50-50. It might go for a throw in as well or a goal kick. So I think the personnel that is being used by Arteta is completely wrong because when you see the likes of Eze, Nwaneri, Downman, even I think what even Gabriel Jesus when he returns or Kai Havertz, I think they are gonna be sitting on the bench because Arteta doesn't trust them. Arteta has this kind of group, the defensive players. I think he prefers them more than the attacking players, the players. Uh,
Also,
I must
the
mention.
main attacking players of Arsenal, Saka, he at best is Anthony Elanga level of a player or
This
a
is
That
Anthony
is the
Gordon.
worst take I've ever heard.
That
Saka
That
is
is
isn't that good
that
of
is
a player.
absolutely
this
horrendous.
is,
that is very true.
I
Saka
don't
That
know,
is
bro.
isn't that good of a player. See his numbers. He has never
that is
crossed
a
20
That is
goals in the
very, very
I
season.
think
true.
I think bro might be trying to rage with some people out here.
that
I
is
think
a horrendous take to
It's not a
compare
horrendous
Buka.
take. When has Saka scored more than 20 goals in a season or got 25 plus
how
goals and
how
assists in
the
a
hell? Wait a
season?
sec. Wait a sec. I'm going to clarify some
You
things
are
here.
saying
How the,
20 goals like it's some simple thing to do. Just
how
like
the hell is he
Compare
gonna
Saka's
score?
number to Mohamed Salah.
Arey,
Salah is a
fuck.
legend. Saka is in his growing years. There is a difference.
Saka, I think Salah has some good players around him as
I
well. I think he
think
had the likes of Firmino and Salah, Mane, Firmino, and then the Jota, Diaz,
Okay,
Gakpo.
Eden Hazard. Take Eden Hazard for example.
Yeah, so Eden Hazard had Diego Costa, Willian, Oscar, Pedro,
I
Hazard was
those
a
kind
think
of players.
completely different player than Salah.
Saka had to work with
Saka
the likes
has
of Kai Havertz,
a
man.
supposedly world class Odegaard playing with him, a great midfielder in Eze playing with him, a supposedly world class striker in Gyökeres playing with him.
But it's
What's
all
the problem?
supposedly. But it's all supposedly, and Eze is not playing on a constant basis, as we all have seen before. Eze is not playing, and Odegaard is not the same he
Even
was a
when
few years
Eze
ago.
or Odegaard is playing, even with a striker,
Odegaard
what
has been
is
had been
Saka
absolutely shit.
doing?
Odegaard has been absolutely shit for quite some time. I think he's playing vanilla football. He's always looking for the simple passes, not going for the proper vision. I think he needs replacement.
Ars- Dude, Arsenal fans rate him very highly.
I mean,
That
Arsenal fans
definitely
rated
Arsenal
Mustafi
fans
at one
always
time,
for the
so
setup.
let's not take the piss here.
I think bar everything. If you will give me the choice of having Anthony Elanga in my team or Bukayo Saka, I think it will be a no-brainer that I think I will take Saka over Elanga. Saka can make things happen.
Yeah, he
Ilanga
can
is
make
a
things
good
happen on his own.
Ilanga is a good system player, but why isn't he tearing it up at Newcastle? Today I saw Newcastle versus Bournemouth. It was abysmal. But
Neither is Shaka.
Whole match
but
was it felt
but it
abysmal.
was but because
Saka
it's
is injured,
Newcastle,
for your kind information.
He came
because
Shaka
after that
came
it's
on today.
Yeah, but he's
injured.
not properly match fit. That's why he didn't play the entire match. I think it's too early to judge Saka's season. I think he will do well because he's that kind of a player and he makes things happen. Because I think for the last 3 years, Saka has been constantly carrying Arsenal's attack. I think Arsenal's attack has been full
Saka
of bombs
hasn't
lately.
scored more than 15 goals in any of those seasons.
I'm not gonna
Really?
argue with this. Let's move on.
Yeah, you can check the stats. He hasn't crossed
Stats
15 goals.
stats are for people who don't watch football and live on
Dude, at
live
the
off
end of the
spreadsheets
day,
on
it's
foot
about
mob and
putting the ball behind the net. If you put more balls behind the net,
yeah
you
yeah yeah,
score,
yeah. By
you
that
win
logic,
more
Higuain
matches.
has more
So
goals than
about
Maradona.
some Graham Souness beef with Saka as it seems.
Yeah. By that logic, Higuain has more goals than Maradona. So I think Higuain is a better player than Maradona.
You need to consider the
Yeah.
this
matches
is an
played.
Let's let's
this
not
is
shift
an
goalposts
absolute
here.
And
travesty.
Maradona wasn't a
I
striker.
think
Higuain is a
I think we need
striker.
to. I think we are speaking shit. I think we need to move on.
And let
So,
him speak. That gets the views, right? He will speak.
but we don't have all night.
I mean, this should be a highlight that Bukayo Saka,
Yeah,
Anthony
I think
Elanga over Bukayo Saka.
I think this
Make
This
belongs a whole
has to be
segment
an
of its own.
absolute.
make those shots like how Don Robbie makes them.
This belongs a whole segment of its own. I think. Uh, I think I have said before. I think I don't rate Arteta that much. I think he got a kind of backing which he never deserved in the first place because one FA Cup in 6 years isn't really gonna back you. I think doesn't it doesn't guarantee you a backing of 850 million or whatever the fuck they have spent. I think I don't I think he's kind of wasting the potential of this team. I think if you get in a proper manager, I think they would extract more from the team, much more from the team. I think he's absolutely wasting the team. He's gonna run this team into
Also,
the
one
ground
of the summer
eventually.
signings. Also, one of the summer signings of Arsenal, Zubimendi. You have Moreno in your team, who is a defensive
Mourinho,
midfielder. You have
Merino,
Moreno,
Mikel
Mikel
Merino.
Merino.
Merino. Merino in your team, who is a defensive midfielder. You have Declan Rice in your team, who is a defensive midfielder. You
yes.
bought the Norgard from Brentford, who is also a defensive midfielder. Why the hell do you need Zubimendi? What's the point
I
of
know,
buying
I know
Zubimendi?
why, To sing this song. We do, where are you? We have some work to do
That's
now.
some brainless transfer business. You do not need Zubimendi. Zubimendi was a
I
completely
think that's the
unnecessary
only
buy.
explanation I have because I think Liverpool fans were absolutely obsessed with this song as Anuran would know very well. And I think the only
That
thing they
has been the
wanted to
agenda,
do
guys.
is
So
get one over Liverpool, and the only way they could get one over Liverpool is basically signing one of their targets and then stealing the song from them.
I mean, everything at this point they are thinking. They can't come up with anything original.
Liverpool
I think
will
it's gonna be a
gladly
disappointing season
take the
for
title
Arsenal.
rather than Zubimendi.
Okay, so when we have mentioned Liverpool, I think it's time to move on to Liverpool, and I think I didn't watch Liverpool this week. I think Anuran has a better review of Liverpool
Grealish,
football.
what a player, man. Grealish, what a player.
I saw him
I think
getting
Grealish
bullied
is
by Messi whole match.
an example of what of a player not suiting a particular system. He looks rejuvenated at Everton, and good for him. There was a brilliant player there who used to play for
Grealish
Aston
took
Villa,
about Kirkis, I think, for that goal by who did score it? The India assist.
NDA.
So India headed
No,
it and
India didn't
Ghana
score. I
scored
think
it.
it was Gueye. I think it was
Ghana.
Gueye. Ghana Gueye,
It's a
yeah,
Ghana
Ghana
goal.
Gueye, Ghana Gueye.
Ah,
But
Guay scored it. It was a
but I
brilliant work by Grealish.
I
I
think
I think Anuran will agree that this Liverpool team is just putting teams to the sword. They are winning consistently. Five wins in a row in Premier League. If United Strand was a Liverpool fan, he would have gotten a haircut by now.
yeah.
I mean, I
I
would
feel I
agree.
feel really sorry for that
Uh,
bloke.
it's all about
I
winning
think
after
it's
all. But
better
the thing
to
is,
bench Words at this point because every match Words played, Liverpool had to rely on a late winner. The moment they play Soboslai at camp, they got an early win. They didn't need a 90 plus for the time winner.
Yeah, so it just shows that Liverpool are just so good that they can win without playing well. And I think that is what defines title winning teams. That to
Yeah, yeah.
grind out the results when you need it.
Yeah, that is a sign of champions when you are winning matches when you're not playing well. So I think Liverpool have always done that. I think even under Klopp, I think in the title winning season they were down to Aston Villa in the 88, 89 minutes, and then after few minutes, I think they were 2-1 up.
yeah,
So
yeah, I
I think this
remember
is
those
the
Robertson and Sadio Mane
and
goals
and
from
this is
Villa.
and I think this is because Liverpool wants to take that extra risk, and this is what Arsenal is not doing. I think this is what separates Arsenal and Liverpool. I think both the teams are quite on the same level, aside a few players here and there. But I think this is the problem. This is the mentality. I think which matters ultimately at the end of the day. Liverpool's mentality is we have to win at any cost. At any cost, we have to get the 3 points. And I think we have seen in the previous matches before. I think when they conceded some goals, they didn't let their heads down. They always went ahead for a win. And I think if there was someone else like even like Arsenal, I think they would have settled for a draw. Or okay, it's okay. We got a point. It's okay. But for Arsenal, I think for Liverpool, we have to win. There's rhythm around the club that set by the manager, set by the team, set by the hierarchy that we have to win no matter what.
And
Also, I would
this is
like to
Also,
ask Sonuran. Also, I
yeah,
would
what?
like to ask Sonuran. Do you prefer Soboslai as a midfielder, as a cam, or a right back? Because I feel he is playing better as a right back.
How does it matter? He's supposed like actor. But he can
Jack of all trades,
I
master of
mean,
all as
I
well.
do you prefer him as a midfielder, as an attacking midfielder, or as a right back? Because I feel he's doing a better job as a right back than a attacking midfielder. He's
see,
giving the
there's
team more value as a
see.
right back.
If we see it from one angle, he's quite solid at right back and can do a job. But there is another angle to it. Like the 1-2 he plays with Salah, it won't be possible if he is playing at the right back. He gets into the pockets and channels of the space, creates opportunities for Salah itself. So if you want the output out of Salah, Szoboszlai is necessary on that side. And we already have two right backs. Why would we make him another right back when he's a good creative player in its own? Also,
see. I
another thing.
think I think for FPL's sake, I think Salah needs to deliver more. He was my captain, but he did not deliver this game week.
I
I
think
think he.
all four had Salah captain this week.
You should have captain Bruno.
See, I wasn't expecting United to pull off a fantastic win against Chelsea. I will hold my hands up. So I always go with the safe bet, that is Salah. And somehow, even after not playing well, he gives me an assist. So I think that is the quality of that Salah possesses. Like he
Also,
has the capability of making things out of nowhere, which Anthony Elanga does not.
Neither does Saka.
Yeah, but I'm still taking Saka over Elanga. I will bite your
also,
I
hand
I
for
think there's a I
Saka.
think there's a proper reason because why Saka is rated over Elanga. I think even if you I think going by FPL, I think his price is a lot higher than Elanga's,
If
and
you
I think
look at
3 million higher.
even
3 million higher.
in FPL perspective, if you look at the total points last season by Saka and
Why
Alanga,
are we
they are
talking
quite
about
similar.
FPL in the first place? We are doing football analysis, not FPL analysis here.
I think that can be a whole another review altogether. Like what FPL has done to people this year.
Yeah,
I
I
think that
think it
deserves.
I think it has flipped.
let's ask the viewers if they want to see that shit.
It has been
Even if you use
absolutely.
the FPL perspective, if you see the output, goals and assists, Saka and Elanga last season. They are pretty similar. The only
Yeah,
difference is assist. Saka has more assists,
yeah,
and
but
most
Saka
of
has
those
also
assists, 10
played.
of them came
What
I
from
think,
what do you
corners.
mean only thing is assist? What do you mean
I
only thing
think,
is
I
assist?
think, I think what
Total,
people
I am talking
for
about 10 assists. I
the
think Saka
only
has
thing
like
that
13
is
assists last season in
only
Premier
thing
League.
that is going against Saka is his injury record. He is extremely injury prone. Like a
Yeah,
fit
I think
Saka
I
would
think
have.
ultimately I think
I think
ultimately because of his injury record, I think we have to blame Arteta as well because I think he exposed Saka to much more game time than he should have. At a tender age of 18, he was I think as a starter, he was playing as a
I
left back
think
and
I
then
think I
transitioned to a
think
right.
I think that is what has happened with a lot of players of the
Yeah, 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 yeah,
previous
yeah.
crop of players like the Martials, the Rashfords, the Sakas. They have
Yeah,
been
they,
exposed early to the pressure, to the media, and they have been forced to play extra games. Which is why I am actually glad that Kobe Menu isn't being run like a workhorse. His issue is a bit separate, but I'm just glad that Menu is also following the injury trajectory of the previous generation of players. So I'm glad that he's being rested. And let's not forget, Kobe
Look
Menu
at
is,
Conor Gallagher.
yeah,
He
look at
hasn't been
Conor
rested.
Gallagher.
He's a week in, week out starter for Atletico Madrid, which is like
Like,
one of the biggest teams in Spain. And he is
Is
I
it?
doing
don't think
quite
so.
Is
well.
it? Is
I
it?
don't think so.
Is
Is
it?
it? Atletico Madrid is like the third most successful team in
Yeah,
Spain.
because there aren't any other clubs competing for the
I
third
think I
spot.
think I think you are forgetting about Sevilla.
Forgetting about?
Sevilla.
oh, come on, man. We cannot, we are not serious with this. Like, I think I can't take La Liga seriously because it makes Rashford and Anthony look brilliant. And after this show, can we just take 2 moments to discuss the hypocrisy of Rashford? This whole Rashford thing. Suddenly he's a Ronaldinho regen and everything. Like I think we should discuss about that Rashford hypocrisy.
I mean, I'm not really surprised because Rashford has
Wasn't
always been that
he was
kind of a
also
player
doing
who
it
can
in Newcastle?
shine in some matches and then be absolutely shit the other. And when I
You
think
know what
Rashford,
surprised me with Rashford in Barcelona, he is actually looking to cross the ball.
and let's not forget that let's not I think this is a change and this is what matters when there's a change in environment. And let's not forget that when Rashi is out of a contract, I think he's one of the dangerous players. I think he's when under Ten Hag's first season as well, I think he needed a new contract and then he absolutely went in a blistered form after the World Cup. And then when he got the contract, he was like, okay, let's go back to the same shit. So I think
Like
he's playing for a contract. I think
I
when he
have a
will get
genuine
that,
question. I have a genuine question. Is it
like
contract or is it girlfriend? Which one? Keep changes.
I think it's correlated. I think both can are right at the same point, but I think it's mostly a contract because when you have your future locked up, what's the point in working hard? But at a club
does
like Barcelona, you will eventually have to. You will eventually be
do
kicked out if you
do
don't
the
play well.
United fans forget that Rashford was absolutely abysmal for 2 seasons? Like, how easily
Like
do this
Rashford seems like a
nonsense?
different player in Barcelona. He is looking to link up with
No,
I
players
mean,
he's
Anthony
and
was
no, he's
looking
bring
like
up the
fucking
prime
crosses
not.
Messi.
into the box.
Anthony
I
was looking like prime Messi
I
last
think I
season. So
think
I can't take
Rashford
that
is
league
Anthony
serious.
is playing completely different.
I think
In
Rashford
United,
is
he
so
was looking to just
fucking
cut in and
fit.
shoot.
I mean, I
In
mean, I mean, the Premier League is the best league in the world, and I think no league
No, no, no,
compares to this
no.
kind
I'm
of this
not
Premier League.
debating on that. I'm talking about in Premier League, Anthony was always looking to cut in and shoot. He was not looking for to make the simple passes or play
The
the through balls.
Yeah,
In
yeah,
Betis, he's
because
like
as I
making the
just said
simple
before,
passes, playing his teammates on,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
occasionally cutting in to take the shots. But in United, he was not doing the same
Yeah,
thing.
yeah,
I don't
just
know
like
why
I said
that.
before, I think we don't held the players accountable. I don't know, I don't think there's a proper authority at the team or the hierarchy who can hold the
It's
players accountable.
either
Like I think,
it's either
yeah.
there is not a
Let me
proper
speak. Let me
authority,
speak.
or the
Let me talk,
players are
brother.
not
Let me
given
talk.
proper instructions.
Yeah, the main issue with this is like we don't have a proper leader in the team. If we had the likes of Roy Keane or Scholes, I think the young players would be held accountable to a level like they wouldn't repeat the same shit over and over again. But we have a captain who like I love Bruno as a player. I think he's a fantastic player and he has been one of the best signings we have had since Fergie left. But he's a shit leader. Let's be honest here. He's a shit leader. I think he has been
Bruno
one
takes
of the
stupid shots
I
himself.
think he has been one of the
Bruno takes
worst captains
bullshit
we have had
shots
in
and
the
tries to
last few
make
years.
those Hollywood passes instead of
That's
playing
that's a
the
completely
simple
different issue.
passes.
That's a completely different issue. What I'm saying is that when it comes to
How is a
leadership,
captain going to tell
Okay,
a
okay, okay,
youngster
okay.
to
okay,
not
let
make
me speak. Okay,
stupid
okay,
shots when he himself
wait.
is taking those?
Let's come back to the topic, please.
The issue with Bruno is
Let's come back to Marcus Rashford, shall we?
I'm getting into it. I think if you have a leader like Bruno, he won't hold the players accountable. Like, why are you not passing? Why are
Bruno
you not
doesn't
playing for
lead
the
by
team?
example.
Yeah, that's what
Bruno
I'm saying.
shouldn't be
Bruno is
as
not that kind of leader like what Vidic was, what Cantona was, what even Roy Keane was. I think he's not setting those standards because you can see he's playing for himself as well. He's going for the hero balls over the top. He's going for whatever shoot.
exactly as I'm
He's shooting
saying.
from 30 yards from the goal. He's shooting from 30 yards from the goal when he can just pass the ball to the winger or maybe the striker, maybe get in behind. So I
I
think if you
remember
have
one
players
game
like this,
last.
when you have
I
players like
remember.
this, these things are bound to happen. These things are bound to happen.
I
I
think
remember
I
one.
think I think Marcus Rashford will be shipped back to Manchester
Yeah,
at the beginning of
I
the
have
I don't think so.
absolutely no
season.
doubt because even if he scored two goals, he didn't track back properly.
He
I think
is.
Gerard Martin was facing a lot of
I
problems.
think people forget how bad Rashford actually was. He
Even
scored like 6 or 7 goals after that brilliant season he had under Ten Hag. He gave us absolutely jack shit. He downed tools for Ten Hag. He downed tools for Amorim to the point that Amorim had to come to the press and say that Marcus Rashford doesn't train enough. And what does that?
even
And what does he do? He goes to the media. He gives an interview. He says he's prepared for a new challenge. He That is directly disrespecting the club. He has disrespected the club more than Garnacho has done, and Garnacho is getting pelters from the Stretford end.
yeah,
Rashford is getting none of it, and I think Rashford has been coddled because he's a Manchester born and bred.
yeah,
And
it's because he
I
has
think
British
people
passport.
tend to be less forgiving towards Rashford. But to me, like he has disrespected the club massively. A club where you were born and brought up since you were a kid. Like you should know better than anyone what this club represents. You saw growing up what this club had. It had Ronaldo, Rooney, Neville, Roy Keane. Not Roy Keane. He would be too young to see Roy Keane, I think. But you knew what this club represents. You have to hold the standards high. And instead, you are downing tools for managers. You have down tools for Oli. You have down tools for Ten Hag. You have down tools for Rangnick. You have down tools for you down
I
tools
think
for Amorim. To the point you have been called out. You were busy partying wherever the fuck. You were busy partying when the team was going through it. And when the manager is under shit, you go to the media and you give interview and say you need a new challenge. And still the Manchester United fans, they are so happy for Rashford for some reason. I mean, if you have to be happy when he comes back next summer. Because for
I
me,
think
I can't accept Rashford back into this club, and it will be pathetic if we let that happen.
I don't think Rashford will be accepted because his jersey number is already been given to Cunha, and I don't think he's going to settle on anything less than the number 10. And I think the journey of at Manchester United has been in. I think it has given to a quick run, and I know he's gonna be sent back by Barca because Barca can't afford a 40 to 50 million signing of Rashford. And
And I and
I, I think we have to
I
take a loss.
hope for his sake
I think we have to take
he
a loss
plays
and sell him
really well.
for less
And I
profit.
hope he stays at Barcelona, and I want him to stay at Barcelona because for the life of me, I don't want him back at Manchester United.
But I don't think the Hansi Flick really trusts him, because when you saw the game last night, I think Newcastle's goal came from the right hand side, because Rashford, as usual, didn't track back and left the fullback alone on its own. So he got, and the Gerard Martin, I think he was the fullback, and he got basically doubled down by the Newcastle winger and the fullback. And this has been a classic issue of what Rashford. Rashford can be brilliant in moments, but then he can be shit the rest match as well. So I think we need to move on from this Rashford issue, and we can see after. Uh, so I think
Rashford
let's
and Garnacho are in some respects are too similar. Like they both think they are some world beater, Ballon d'Or contender level
yeah, yeah,
players, but
and
in reality they are not. Going
ultimately we
forward,
have
they do not
nothing.
give that Ronaldo Messi type of output
Yeah,
that
yeah. Let me
they can
clarify that.
afford to not track back.
I think
I
With
think
the
I
help of
ultimately
think
everything.
Rashford's ego has been fanned so much by the media, and I think
ultimately we
he,
have to blame ourselves for that, because we are
yeah,
the ones who have dubbed Garnacho as the next CR7 just because he wears the same boxers as Ronaldo.
and that's why I think
Let's be
what
honest here.
Amorim is doing with Menu is perfectly fine. Like if the manager wants you to play better,
No,
just play better.
this I cannot agree, because I think the treatment with Mainu has been a bit disgraced, because when you are telling him to stay and fight for his place and then give him fucking 5 minutes of a cameo, how the hell is he gonna
Yeah,
like
but
prove
we are
himself?
only seeing 5 minutes. Maybe, just maybe, he isn't doing well enough in training, which can be a very valid reason. Because if the player doesn't
Excuse
turn
me.
up in training, because look at Ahmad. Ahmad is not playing well. He's still getting the minutes because I think Amorim knows that Ahmad is doing well in the training sessions. So I think what Amorim wants from Minu is much more consistency in training. And as soon as Bruno Fernandes leaves next year, let's not forget that Menu is about to get a new contract. The moment Bruno leaves next year, Menu is coming right into the team, and I think he will take up after
Yeah,
Bruno. All
but
he
there's
needs now
but
is patience and
I
not
think
downing tools. Not to
yeah,
go against the
Even
manager,
I think it's
when
not
you
to
it's
speak to
consider
the
that,
but
media.
I think it's unfair of the club to ask Mainu to sit on the bench when it's a World Cup year. I think we all saw Mainu bossing the
no,
midfield in the Euros, and I think this is the issue with the club. I think the club isn't holding on to its promises to these players, and I think
Yeah,
Mainu is a young lad. I think he needs the
yeah, but
game,
let's not
and
forget that he is 20. And look at the England team. The England team is absolutely stacked right now.
yeah,
They
but he was 19 and he was bossing the midfield just a year ago. I think
but
age is not a factor.
but a year. Let's I think we have a difference in
dude.
And
opinion here
what guarantee is there
because
For
that
England they have Bellingham, Rice, and Palmer. He isn't getting in front of any three of them.
yeah, but he did in Euros, Bozo. He did.
yeah, but
Euros
The
isn't
see
that big of
yeah,
a
but see
but he did.
after the Euros he has had multiple injuries. He has had a bad run of form. But I think Meno will still make it to the England squad
Yeah, but
because
you
I
can't
think
convey.
Amorim has a
I
particular
mean,
plan for him.
I get
The
it.
plan isn't looking too visible right now, but I think he has a plan for him.
I get that. I get your issue there with
But I
Mamo.
would
I
like
think
to
I
ask
get
a
your issue with
simple
Mainu that
question.
he's not
Isn't
training well.
Menu and
I think that is the case if we I think that is a case we could make if we had the likes of Carrick or Scholes or any other like world class midfielders we had in the past. We have fucking Ugarte, man. We have fucking Ugarte and the washed
Meno
up
is not
Casemiro.
competing with Ugarte, right? He's
Yeah,
competing with Bruno, and
I mean,
as we know
but
that Bruno
Mainu
does
can
not.
play as a lone six. Mainu can play as a lone six. I think he made his debut against Everton as a lone six last year or the year before that under 10 X. So I think he can play as a lone six or in the midfield, and I think he will be definitely be better than whatever the shit Ugarte or Casemiro has to provide.
I, th- I,
I
th-
would
I
like
think
to find
I
out
think in the
that
next
in that
match we will
position,
see. I
Menu is
think in
better
the
than Bruno.
I think next match Casemiro is not playing. I think so. I think next
I think his
match
red
will
card.
be. I think Menu gets 45 minutes regardless.
My
I,
Mainu won't start. Mainu will get a 5 minute cameo. I'm sure of that
yeah,
because
yeah,
Cunha
but
has required.
but see, like the reason I don't want to fan Menu's ego is because we have seen what ego does to players. We have seen it with Garnacho.
I'm not saying to fan him or to overhype him, but just give him the chance he deserves. I think the club isn't deserve. I think let's be honest here. Like Mainu bailed Amorim out. Like on his way to the Europa League final, if Mainu didn't score that goal against Lyon, I think the comeback would never been on. So I think Amorim owes a lot to Mainu. When it comes, he's still in a job because we reached that final. And if he hadn't, I
See,
think he would be sacked long ago.
I think of no player is bigger than the manager, regardless of who the player is. The player can be a generational talent. I think this is a
Yeah, I
mistake
agree.
we had made with Marcus Rashford as well. Like Marcus Rashford, because Marcus Rashford kept Ten Hag in a job in his first season. Like let's not forget that generational run Marcus Rashford had, that had basically kept Ten Hag from that had basically given Ten Hag a lot of results his way. Like there was a lot of results going our way because of Marcus Rashford single-handedly saving the day. So I think because of that, Marcus Rashford had been shoved into the team far too long that he deserved. Like the entirety of Ten Hag's second season, I think he was trying to fit in Marcus Rashford because Ten Hag knew that Marcus Rashford had kept him in a job or something like that. So I just don't want that to happen, which is
Yeah,
a
yeah.
really
I would like
sucky
to point
position
out
to
Yeah,
that
I
be in
get that.
because
So
Mane
moving
is
on.
really good.
So let's move on. I think this is a issue we could talk the whole night and then
Yeah, I
still
think I
ramble on.
think I think yeah, I think a difference of opinion is always welcome.
Yeah, yeah. It's
yeah,
always
but I
welcome.
Yeah.
would
Yeah.
say
Let's
that
not
Bruno
agree
is
with
not better
everything we are
than
saying as
Menu
headless
in
minions.
that position.
What?
I didn't
As a
get that.
pivot,
Sorry.
Bruno is not better than Menu.
Yeah,
Bruno is
maybe,
better.
maybe. I think we will never know unless Amorim changes something in the midfield and Bruno goes to the 10 position
Bruno
and
doesn't have the
Meno
discipline
plays
to
with the
play
double pivot.
Yeah,
midfield.
because Bruno has never been a midfielder. I think he has always been that cam player who can play behind the attacker, and he has always been that. So now at 31, he's not gonna change. So I think we have to move on from this. It's a very stupid issue to discuss about.
Okay,
So,
let's talk
so
about any other Premier League games. That
yeah, yeah.
that was left.
The next we have is Brighton versus Tottenham.
I think Tottenham gets a hell of a lot of PR. I think that the Thomas Frank PR game is just too strong, man. You can't win against that.
Intel
I
literally
mean,
did bar role.
Tottenham has been good.
No, they haven't. They haven't.
See, I think
The problem
Tottenham
with
is a team
Tottenham
built
is
on
that they have
individual
a very
brilliance.
thin squad. They are not prepared for European nights.
They have a
But
very thin squad. They have literally four strikers. What are you speaking?
They
I think I
while
think
playing in midfield, they do not have a backup center back. They do not
They do
have
not have a
good
backup. They
quality
they
do not
have
have
they
a
defenders.
have
backup center back.
Vuskovic, they have Dragusin. Man, what the
Yeah,
hell are you
exactly.
speaking, right?
Really, Dragos is not a
They
good
they
center
can
back.
that's a
No
completely
one
different
asked
issue.
about goals.
You that's a
No
the
one asked about
quality.
goals. They have
Of
backup.
They
course, the
have
backup
literally
is
three
not.
fullbacks.
Of course, the backup is not gonna be on the same level as a starter. It's a very like common football issue we all have. Every team has that kind of a issue. So you
Also,
don't have
they
that kind
only
of
have
luxury.
like three fullbacks.
I think the issue with Tottenham is I think the system they are playing. I think it gets kind of caught on when they are attacking, and they kind of get caught on by the transitions, and they are not really stable. I think that the rest state of the team, the rest defense especially, the rest defense of the team is not
How
that kind of stable.
also
They
also
kind of
Howard
get
is
caught in
saying
the
they have
counter attack.
also Howard is saying they have three fullbacks. I can count five myself only. Spence, Ben Davies, Udogi, Damso. Like they're the only four. So how are you getting three?
see I think Thomas Frank has a very distinct system, and I think if and I think he's a one trick pony. I'm not buying into the he can adjust bullshit and he can do this, he can perform miracles, he can turn water into wine. If what the British media will
When
have you believe. Like,
That
can
is
you
going to be
imagine if he
Thomas
was
Frank.
managing
no,
Manchester United?
I wouldn't go so extreme. I think Thomas Frank is a good manager, but yeah, he cannot turn water into wine. I think that's a bit of an exaggeration.
I think
And
Thomas Frank needs time.
and I
can you
think the
imagine what
main
would have happened if he would have managed United? The spin the media would have taken. But because it's
I
not United, the pressure is not great, and I think that's really good for him. So he can build on his
Spurs and
success.
United are completely different gravy.
Yeah, exactly.
I
Spurs
mean,
and
I mean, when you are operating at a club like Spurs, with the one hand is completely tied at your back. I think so. I think when
yeah,
it
but
comes to the signings, I think when it
There
comes to the
has
signings and
been
the
a
team,
major.
I think this team has a ceiling. I think this team has a ceiling. Maybe they might get top six, but that's the most they could do. I think I think they won't hit the ceiling.
I
I
would
think the
like to say
ceiling is
that
top six.
Tottenham is in
That's all.
transition. They have are coming from a Ange ball, which is a very aggressive, very attacking style of play, to a Thomas Frank, who is more of a pragmatic manager. So it will take time for Thomas Frank to get his type of players in, build his system, like for example, Arteta did with Arsenal. It will take him some time, and
Arteta has no
when
system.
he
It's completely robbed off from Pep. Let's be honest here. Let's call spade for spade.
Pep never had Stoke City's tactics, whatever made it be.
Yeah, but it's a Timu version. It's kind of a cheap version, if you might
Yeah,
say that.
whatever may be. Even if you want to see
It's
Pep,
it's
Pep
it's
also
like it's like
didn't.
it's like copy my homework, but don't make it too obvious.
Even if you see Pep, when Pep first came into English football, he was struggling. It took him some time to adapt
Yeah,
and
yeah,
change his
it
system,
yeah.
get
took
his
him some
players
time.
in.
It took him
It will
400
take
million
similarly. It
pounds.
will take Thomas Frank time to change in the team into his own
Yeah, but
philosophy.
Thomas
It
Frank
took him
isn't
it
getting
took him
400 million.
115 charges.
He
It took him a lot of things to
he
adjust to English football.
he isn't getting 400 million, man. Let's be honest here. He isn't getting 400
Yeah,
million.
but he needs
400
time.
million.
Klopp
He would be
also
lucky to
didn't
get
get
even 1
400 million, but he took time to build his team.
I think we can all agree Thomas Frank is a good coach, but let's be honest, the PR is absolutely off the chart. Let's be honest here.
Yeah,
I'm just saying, give him time. You never know.
also, like, Minte literally bullied that defense, whoever saw that match. Like,
I
that
didn't
side was
but
literally getting
Mint
bullied.
is a. I think Brighton. I think what
I
the
think Brighton.
fuck's going on with Brighton, man? They just seem to produce one player after another.
And what the
But
hell is going
issue
on with
with Brighton
Minte?
is,
I had him for first 3 game weeks. Didn't do
Bro is
anything.
delving into
The
FPL once
moment I
again.
take him out of
This
my
is
team,
not an
he's
FPL
scoring or
chess.
assisting
This
every
is not a
single game.
FPL challenge.
What the
Please,
hell?
this is not a FPL channel.
This is what FPL does to a man. I swear to God.
What
Like
the hell? I
I
look,
was.
I had gone through several stats, several exits, several positional heat maps, everything to take Minte. He was supposed to be my difference maker. First 3 game weeks, blank. Take him out, start scoring, starts assisting. What the hell?
bro. I just have to say one thing from you. If you are this insane by 5 weeks, you won't last 38.
It's a
Yeah,
marathon, not a sprint.
it's a marathon, not a sprint. Like I'm happy that I have 49 points
Yeah,
after this
exactly.
game week. I think
Like
Shawtrick has
it,
something insane
it,
like 61 or
it
something.
doesn't
Yeah,
matter
yeah.
really. After 6 game weeks, even if you are 100 points ahead, it only
You're
matters for the
talking
last 50
you're
weeks.
talking about Minte. I was one of the people who had faith with Watkins for 5 whole game weeks. Like blood.
Count me.
Yeah, yeah. So I think we need to talk about Aston Villa as well. I think what the hell happened to Aston Villa? I think they completely
Okay.
fell off a
One more
cliff
thing.
this season.
One
Aston
more thing.
Villa has
One more
been
Okay,
a
thing.
okay.
grand.
Can we just talk about something here?
Yeah.
I think this whole 10 the system only works when it's against 10 men and for so this bullshit and the narrative and that Unai Emery is supposed to replace Amorim. Unai Emery cannot beat 10 men. He cannot.
Aston Villa has
Twice.
been like a
That too twice.
grandma.
That too twice.
Like
Bloody hell,
Aston Villa,
Aston Villa is
Who the fuck is saying
really
that Unai
bad.
Emery should be the next United manager? I don't think so.
I think the entire football Twitter was saying that.
I think the favorites for the job are Oliver Glasner and Eddie Howe and all those kind of
he
names.
should
Not
try
Eddie
getting
Howe,
Antonio
please.
Conte.
And
I beg.
Andoni Iraola and Marco Silva, those kind
Like,
of names. I don't think anybody wants.
we are just seeing Newcastle be absolutely toothless against Bournemouth, not Eddie Howe.
I would
I
like
think,
to point out that. Aston Villa has been like a grandma, slow and absolutely toothless. They have been like a bored fest to watch. Any
I
decent
mean,
team, I
I mean,
am
And
Aston
really
Villa
waiting
got
for
stuff.
Villa to play
I think
against
Aston
City.
Villa is suffering the second season Emery syndrome. I think.
yeah,
Because I
yeah,
think
Aston,
because
Emery is very reluctant to change his system, and he's very adamant of what the players he's going to use. And the signings, I think we saw in this match, the likes of Sancho and I think Elliot, his name. I think Elliot and Sancho
Sancho
when
did
they
a good
came on,
job, by the
they
way.
when they came on, I think the team improved. They started creating chances for Watkins, and God knows what the hell has happened with Watkins. He
I
makes
think
two
I think
spot on
Watkins
chances.
is suffering from the Baliba syndrome. Like links to United, like not only players who play for Manchester United turned bad, players who are linked to United also turned bad. Because we were supposed to sign Watkins, we were supposed to sign
Yeah. We
Baliba,
were highly linked to him.
and both of them are playing absolutely some terrible football. Like Baliba's head is in absolute, it's in the Manchester clouds. Like I won't be surprised if his head is on the roof of Old Trafford or something like that. Because oh my God, he has been
Sir
horrible.
Jim, give us the money, please, please.
S-
50 million.
Like I think I think he's doing this on purpose to slash his price tag because I don't think
Yeah.
he is not, and
I think he's decreasing his value.
I think we have dodged a bullet here. I think we have. And like, I don't want Baliva now only because we need players who have a strong mentality. We cannot have another player who downs tools when the, because can you
Yeah, this could
imagine the,
easily be us. This could easily be us
yeah,
if the likes of Real Madrid or Barcelona swoop in for him.
yeah, like, I don't think Baliba is going to be picked up by Barcelona or Real Madrid.
Yeah, I'm just going to be giving a hypothetical.
Yeah, but like I don't think I want Baliba at the moment unless he turns it around because if we buy say Baliba for just 60 mil or 70 mil, the pressure is going to be
And
absolutely
as we
immense.
have seen with ex-Brighton players, a lot of teams have gotten scammed lately.
Yeah, like 100 million for a. I think the only players who have justified their price
McAllister
tag
deserves
are
some. McAllister
Cucurella,
needs to go.
I think Cucurella to some extent and McAllister because I think Liverpool got McAllister for
João
really
Pedro has
cheap.
done well. João Pedro has done well.
Yeah, Jap, but
But
yeah,
but it,
but
but it's
it's
too early. But it's
And
too
yeah,
early.
Jap
Espina
Pedro.
also.
It's
Almiron
too early,
Espina is doing well in Milan.
but but him is but sorry, what was the Liverpool player has been really well. Yeah,
McAllister.
McAllister, I think they have got him for around 35 million or something insane
Yeah,
like
yeah.
that. And they
Yep.
have, and he has helped them win the league. So I think McAllister has justified his price tag. I think Cucurella to some extent has justified his price tag. I think Casido is not
But
worth 100 million
but then you
because
gotta take the negatives as well, like Robert Sanchez and all those kind of players.
like they have made bank. They have
And
made bank.
on that note,
Even Graham Potter was a scam. He was a big scam. Robert Graham Potter.
on that
Yeah,
note,
see, Deserby, Graham Potter, it's all like one-dimensional managers who play with the
I'm
Brighton
absolutely
philosophy.
sure. I'm absolutely sure that we are gonna be saying the same thing about Fabian Husler as well, the current manager of Brighton.
on
When
that
he would
note,
made him.
on that note, Arsenal bought Norgard for 10 million.
Hmm.
But
Where
he
was
was from
United?
Brentford.
But he was from
But he
Brentford.
was from Brentford.
Where was it? United. United should have snatched at Norgard for 10 million when they are on a strict budget. It would have done better than Casemiro or Ugarte.
I think
Norgard
United.
last season had the most recoveries of a midfielder.
Uh, let's not go by charts from Footmob again. Okay, I think we have
Watch
mentioned it before.
matches, bro. Watch matches. Don't watch some numbers.
I think not every 10 million is a bargain like Mazraoui is. I think some people are bought at 10 million because they are
Some
worth
might end
10
up as
million.
Daniel James as well. Some might end up as Daniel James as well.
like
Norgard would
this
have
is
done a good job in United.
like this
Norgard
like
has covered like
this
the
is a
third
major
most
life
ground
lesson
in
as well.
for Brentford,
That
has
or
the
not
most
all
tackles
Sasta kick out
won, most
is
aerial
good.
duels, has most ball recoveries, had like the fifth, I think, most interceptions in the league.
Yeah, but then why aren't Arsenal winning games?
Norgard is
Why
not
aren't
Bro,
they
playing, and
why aren't
Klopp
they
is
bending
not the,
over
and
City?
Okay,
defensive
okay, okay,
midfielder
okay,
is
okay,
not the
okay,
bro,
okay,
reason
okay.
bro.
Arsenal are
Let's
losing
let's
games.
not argue among ourselves. Let's not
Can I
argue
say
among.
one thing?
Let's maintain
Norgard
decorum
played
here.
for a mid-block Brentford team. Arsenal doesn't play mid-block. There is a difference. They have to
Yeah,
win
yeah,
the ball always. United don't have to win the ball always. They have to keep the ball rather.
Okay, so shall we move on to the predictions, or do we have another team that we want to discuss today?
yeah. I think with the Forest and
Um,
Newcastle is the last team
yeah,
we have to
Forest
discuss.
and Newcastle was there, but
I th
another
I
thing I
think
would like
I
to
think Ange is getting a bit of a stick there. Like
As it
he
should.
and I can't stand Ange. Let
I think I think
let my
the
bias speak.
appointment of Ange is more to blame to the board because when you see the squad, I don't think the likes of Murillo or Milenkovic can play a high line. Let's be honest, here. They are more of a traditional center back, like classic box defenders who can do the most basic things but not play out from the back and all those kind of fugazi hippie things we all know right now. So I think the board needs to do
I
well,
would
and
like to
and this
talk
is
about the Leeds match against
I
Wolves. It was a surprise result. I didn't
what is
expect
that?
Wolves to lose to Leeds without any disrespect. Leeds have been the worst team in the league by
Wolves are
far.
bottom of the league. What are you saying even?
Wolves have a Premier League squad.
They are
Wolves don't
bottom
have a
of the
Premier League
league.
squad. They have lost the likes of Cunha,
They are getting relegated.
Naint Nuri,
Wolves
Wolves,
are getting relegated.
Semedo.
Wolves just have
Wolves have Jose Sa, Jao Gomez,
Who the fuck? I'm sorry, who?
Brother, be naming anyone
Jao
random.
Gomez,
Who?
the midfielder Jao Gomez.
Oh my God.
literally, Wolves is literally Stan Larson and Walland. Nothing more than that.
They have Stan
Wolves is,
Larsen, they have Andre, they have Hangi Sen, and I think they had that guy.
brother, not all fancy names are worth 100 million.
I'm not saying they are 100 million players, but
Bro,
they are good
bro,
players.
bro is throwing out names like
Yeah,
Oh
Stan
but
my
Larson.
God.
two or three
Like,
players,
see,
even if we consider them to be,
I don't blame Wolves because they have lost Aid Nuri, they have lost Pedro Neto, they have lost Matheus Cunha, they have lost
they
good
are
players,
they have
and I
Nunes,
won't.
they have Semedo, they have lost a lot of key personals over the years, and I think they
And I
haven't
think for
rebuilt
the
that well.
first time in 2 seasons, we may see different teams get relegated.
Yeah, yeah.
And I think the last time we have seen it was, I think Nottingham stayed up. I think who stayed up? I think Fulham stayed up. Fulham came in.
Bournemouth stayed up as well.
Bournemouth stayed up. Nottingham stayed up, and Fulham stayed up. I think this time Wolves is definitely going down
And
unless there's like a
I would
I
massive
be,
think Burnley
turnaround.
is going to stay up this season.
I
I
will be
th-
honest,
I think
both
Sunderland may just stay up.
Burnley and Sunderland don't deserve to
I
stay
think
up.
Sunderland have made some seriously good signings. I think so. I think Sunderland and Leeds may just stay up.
Yeah, but Burnley
I
have
think I think
returned to
West
their
Ham
Sunderland,
might get
learned way of
relegated.
playing that
I
Stoke
think West
City
Ham
brand
might
of
get
football,
relegated.
and I think it will do wonders for them.
Okay,
Also, Foster, what a
Okay,
player.
let's move on. We are rambling
let,
on a bit.
let's move on to the predictions then.
Yeah, let's move
we
on to the
didn't
prediction.
talk about Forest or Newcastle game.
Oh yeah,
I, th-
yeah.
I
See, I think Newcastle played a very shit game.
I don't really know what
Newcastle are
Newcastle
nothing
is trying
without
to do.
Isaac.
I mean, they tried to play three at the back and then play Jacob Murphy as a striker. I never really understood what they were trying to do from
like
the
I
get
think
go.
Eddie Howe is self-destructing a bit.
Let's be real, Newcastle are not that good without Isaac. Isaac was the reason they were doing well, and
I mean,
that's the reason
what about
for those. Uh, reaching Newcastle fans for that Isaac transfer.
I mean,
Isaac
what
was the
about
reason
Volte
Newcastle
Messi?
were doing
What they
well.
are saying, what they are saying is the Magpies are saying Volte Messi or something. I saw him just
Yeah,
drop a
Voltevez.
1.5 match rating.
Voltemand is a good player, but he is no Isaac. Come on. Isaac is a world class player. Without Isaac, they are half the team they were.
I saw
See, I
Voltemada
think
play
the Premier
there,
League. I
and
think
it
look
looks
if
very
we look
correct.
at the Premier League table, there are 4 teams on 7. There are 3 teams on 8. There is Crystal Palace on 9. What the fuck? There are 3 teams on 10, and the rest are languishing at the bottom of the table. But the difference between between Arsenal, who is second, and let's say Leeds, who is 12th, is 3 points.
Isn't Everton second?
No, Arsenal, Everton is 10th, my G. Everton is 10th.
Is
What's
it
going
You
didn't
on?
know, you
Everton
know,
just lose one game?
No,
no, not at all.
Everton has been
no.
quite solid this season.
Only
But see,
only
Everton's Man City, United, Leeds, they are all on 7 points. So, and look at the media narratives around these clubs separately. So you can see that Amorim is absolutely struggling. He has 7 points. Pep is a rebuilding the region. He's on 7 points. Everton, David Moyes is doing a masterclass. He's on 7 points. So let's not believe all the
At
media
the
hype.
at the end of the day, United is what sells papers. So I am not really surprised.
Yeah, and Newcastle, the Eddie Howe, Eddie Howe Brigade, and all that. He's on 6 points. So all I want to say is
You,
the hype.
it's unfair to compare Newcastle or Everton with United because I do not mean it as a disrespect, but Newcastle and Everton are small clubs at the end of the day.
Yeah, but brother, we finished 15th last season.
I
But
don't think we are in a
United is
position to say
traditionally
that they
considered a
are
big
small clubs and
club.
we're big.
Yeah, so all I wanted to say is let's not believe all the media hype, and let's take, and if you can see, the only unbeaten team, if I'm not mistaken right now, is
only two
Liverpool and
teams are
Liverpool.
Crystal
unbeaten.
Palace.
Yeah, exactly, and
That's
both places are
absolutely
undefeated,
incredible, and if that's not the Premier League, I don't know what is.
and both
That is
places
what
are
makes
next to it.
Premier League the league it is. Like, bar Liverpool, all the other teams can beat any other teams.
Right now, there are you can count the number of world class players in Premier League right now. Haaland, Salah, Isaac, and what
Isaac
else?
isn't world class, I would say. He's
Isaac
Isaac
still
is
is
world.
yet
not
to prove.
yet
Come on,
world class.
He's still
Like,
yet to prove himself. I think
come
he's a
on.
good
Isaac is
player, but
world
he's
class. He has
no,
proven
he's not.
himself enough in
Even Anuran would
Isn't,
disagree
the
with me.
city.
isn't. He still has
Even
way to go
Anuran would
ahead.
agree with us.
right now he's behind Ekitike in the pecking order, and I
Yeah,
think I
Because
think
he's
this is
not
what.
match fit right now.
You get the mantle of a world class player when you prove yourself at top club or maybe at a
At
level. I
top
think
club for multiple seasons.
you
At
don't
top
get
club
that
for
kind of
multiple
you don't
seasons.
get that kind of a shout for just scoring 10 to 15 goals for
Like
Newcastle. Let's be
Eden
honest.
Hazard is world class. Mohamed Salah is world class. Kevin De Bruyne is world class.
Yeah, because they
Bruno
proved it over
Fernandes,
multiple
the
seasons.
argument can be made that he is world class. I don't think he is yet, but an argument can definitely be made for Bruno as well. So, like, let's call a spade, and just not hand
Isaac
out
is the
world class
second
titles
best
to anyone.
striker in the league
No,
He's
he's
after
not.
not the best
Haaland.
striker
So
in the
No,
league.
what?
he's not.
So what? So what? Really?
Isaac is the second best striker in the league after
No,
Haaland.
he's not.
So
That's
what? Haaland
that's
has scored like 100 goals. Isaac has like 60 goals, and that too for Newcastle. He hasn't even proved himself in a big club.
Out of 20 strikers or more, 20 plus strikers.
I don't
Like
think
he's
Liverpool is
second.
going to pay 120 million for some random nobody or players like Foster from Burnley.
See, Isaac needs to produce a 30 goal season consistently for 2 years to be given the world class title. Let's not distribute the world class title to anyone and everyone.
Yeah, we can't just
I mean,
call some
Palmer is
random.
world class in Chelsea.
Not yet. Like Palmer has been abysmal this season.
Palmer, the
He
issue
has
with
been.
Palmer is I
Yeah,
think he's good on the eye test, but when it comes to stats, I think he has been quite poor because he hasn't scored that much since last
I think
season.
I think Palmer has had a shaky start to the season, and I think he will get better eventually, but not right now. Like not, right now, Palmer has definitely carried Chelsea. He has done the donkey's work for Chelsea.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I think Palmer's has massively overperformed in the last season, and I think he is the reason why Chelsea have suddenly been doing so well.
Yeah,
And
he
right now
had
you
that
can
kind
see
of
that
Bruno effect.
without Palmer in the middle, I think Chelsea are a completely different team. Just like without Rodri, Manchester City are a completely different team.
Yeah, absolutely agree.
So and as much as we criticize Bruno, without Bruno, Manchester United is a different type of team.
Yeah,
So I think every player and I think a player is essential to the system that he plays in. And for you to be considered world class, you have to deliver in multiple seasons, and you have to get a minimum number of goals. Like I think we are still taking Bruno as a world class as a debate after he has scored like 100 goals in 200 appearances in a very bad Manchester United team. So I think Isaac needs to perform like a 25, 20, 30 goal a season, 30 goal a season for the next 2 to 3 years for him to be considered world class and compare him to Haaland, because Haaland has already done that. Like Haaland has an insane Premier League record. Like
I mean
even when
even
Manchester City are play shit, Haaland scores.
Haaland. I think Haaland won the Golden Boot last year.
Yeah.
Haaland
I
didn't
think
win.
Haaland
no
didn't
no
win
no
the
no no
Golden Boot.
no.
It
I
It
was
don't
was
think
Salah,
Haaland
Salah.
won
Salah.
the goal.
But
It was
he
Salah.
was in contention. I think he was very close to Salah. So I think that proves the quality
Salah
of
was
Haaland. Even
21 and he
Mbappe
was
won the
21.
Golden Boot, European Golden Boot.
I'm talking about the
it's
Premier League
Premier
Golden
League.
Boot.
I'm talking of
Oh,
Premier League. I mean, even when Man City had a very shaky season, not so good by the standards, I think Haaland had a great season. I think he scored around 35 goals when it comes to combining all the competitions. So I think Haaland is completely on a different level. I think there's no point in comparing him to anyone else.
Yeah, he
So
is a
let's move on to the
masterpiece
also,
of
predictions. I think.
performance.
So let's move on to
Yeah,
yeah,
predictions.
yeah.
before we
Let's
move
move
on to
on
the
to the predictions.
predictions, before we move
Yeah.
on to the
Okay, okay,
predictions, I
okay,
would
okay,
like
okay.
all of us to name a break player who we think would make a breakthrough season this year.
Okay, so breakthrough. I think I'm going to go with. It's really tough, actually.
Yeah, it is difficult.
Yeah, I think breakthrough season can be defined in a lot of ways, like playing well
Someone
so that
who
you can.
someone who is a new player, a youngster who is going to turn
I
into
have one
a
in my
few good
side.
performances. You can go first if you.
I think the lad from Brighton. I think Dekupier. I think he's a good shout. I think he has been quite impressive, and I think he has done a great job at replacing Estupinian, and Estupinian has been great at Brighton for quite some years. And Dekupier, I think he has a lot of potential. I think what we saw with Valentin Barco, I think he might fulfill that potential and maybe move on to a bigger club later
I
on
think
next
I
year. I
think
think.
Minte will do a good job for Brighton, and I think he will be the next 100 million scam they pull off.
Yeah.
I would go with like the striker from Burnley, Lyle Foster. I think he has got some good potential.
I
He
And
think
has got
also, and
shooting.
another player is Estavia. Like I think
Yeah, I was
Estavia.
coming to that. Yeah, he was coming from
is a
I
good
think
player who,
I
if he
think
gets chances, he will do well.
when Sohag has mentioned Burnley, I have to mention Anthony. I think the Anthony guy has been quite impressive. I think he's
I
always
would
eager with
Criminal.
the
say,
ball. He's,
I would even say like Dubravka has been good for Burnley, like quite good.
Yeah,
but
but
but he's
Dubravka
not
is
going
not
to
a
have a
breakthrough, and
breakthrough
he has
season.
got
Let's be
multiple
honest.
seasons under his belt.
Let's
Yeah, and
be
talking
honest.
about, as you said, Dekutier, I also remembered one full back that is El Hadji Diop from West Ham, and he's been brilliant. The guy is getting on regularly in the attacks, and he has great amounts of pace, what I would say.
I'm
Okay,
surprised both of the United fans didn't pick Sesko
see.
or Dogu.
Yeah, see, Sesko
We are
is in
not
a grave.
deluded.
Sesko, I think we are too burned by Hoyland, and I think it will be very
No,
unfair for us to say that Sesko is going to give us
I don't really
goals.
question the quality of Sesko as a player, but I think he's in a graveyard spot where he's not gonna get much service and where he has to carve out service chances for himself. So I think the team isn't gonna be that supportive for him, and that's why it's very hard for a young player to thrive when there's not the perfect or a proper environment available for a young player to properly nurture. So I'm not saying I think Sesko will struggle, and eventually people might say shit that he's a flop, get rid of him. But I think we need to be patient with him, like let him grow, let
By
him
the
get
way,
his
Sesko
speed.
was in
So
Salzburg. Sesko was the Haaland replacement when Haaland eventually moved on.
yeah,
So, and he actually did well in Salzburg. Al-
that's what I'm saying. He's a young player. We need some time. He can't get the ground running
Although,
from the start.
Actually,
although
actually,
last
actually, you are wrong. Sesko wasn't the Haaland replacement. The actual Haaland replacement was Patson Daka, who died in Leicester some years ago.
Yeah,
Okay,
but
Both those.
let's move.
Sesko played in Salzburg
Okay.
after
Let's
Haaland
not
left.
go into life history of Sesko. Let's move on to the match
Let's
predictions
move on to the
from the next
predictions. I
game.
think we have already dragged the live,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
okay. So the first game is Manchester United versus Brentford.
I will go with a 3-2 win for United.
2-1 for United.
I think all four of us are going for United then.
I would say 2-1 United.
It is a dangerous game to play because, as we know, the moment we pick United as the favorites, things go tits up.
I would
Absolutely, it
wager a
can
bet that
backfire.
Dillit would. I would wager a bet that Dillit would score in the next game
Delete. Okay, bold prediction.
from a
Okay,
corner,
followed by Leeds and Bournemouth.
and Sesko might get his first goal
Fair
3-0
because
enough.
Bournemouth.
2-0 Bournemouth.
I think I'm going with a Bournemouth win as well.
2-0 Bournemouth.
nil-nil draw.
Okay.
What's next?
Chelsea Brighton.
And this is a quite tricky one.
I think I'm going
4
I
with
think
nil
I'm
Brighton.
gonna go
Brighton
for a
win.
draw. I think
I
I'm
think
go for a draw.
I'm
4-0
going with a
Brighton.
draw.
I think I'm going
4-0
2 2.
Brighton. They don't have Sanchez and their backup keeper has been.
4-0 Brighton.
That's
What?
a that's a wild prediction.
Are you mad? 4-0 Brighton.
I think Welbeck will get a
Okay,
brace.
fair enough, fair enough. We will see. I'm
I
going
mean
with a
we
draw.
can I mean we can be sitting around like Pratt questioning his decision. I mean this can happen. Anything can happen in football.
Yeah,
But
I
this
mean
this is
it's
a
bound to.
rather bizarre one. I
It's
think. I
bound to.
think.
Okay, okay, okay. Okay,
Okay,
let's
next
give him
up
a
we have Man City
wait,
Burnley.
wait, wait, wait. Let's give him a forfeit if Brighton doesn't score four. What shall it be?
What? Have a guess.
I mean it's an absolute out of the blue bold prediction.
It's a bold prediction, so I should be rewarded instead if I get it correct.
Okay,
See, things can backfire, but it takes courage to come up with such predictions, and we will back him. Okay, next
Okay.
we have Man City Burnley, and I think we are all going with Man
That's
City and the
that's
triple
a
captain
straightforward
Haaland.
3-0 Man City. That's a straightforward 3-0 Man City.
Go,
4-1.
City goal by Rodri.
I want a Haaland goal. Thank you. I have him captain.
So so have I, but I
Okay,
think
next.
Rodri will
Okay,
score.
next game is incredible, and this will, and I think it's Crystal Palace at home against Liverpool. So
One one draw.
one of the teams' away record will be spoiled.
One one draw.
I mean, loss record will be spoiled. The
Nah, I
chances.
think it will be a draw. 1-1 draw.
Okay.
I think it's going
Isaac,
to be a hard fought Liverpool win. A hard fought
Isaac and
Liverpool.
I
Mateta
think it's
scored.
gonna be. I think it's gonna be a 2-1 Liverpool. I think squeaky bum time goal, last
Yeah, I
minute.
think it's going to be one of those dodgy Liverpool wins.
Yeah, yeah.
I
I
think
would
it's
say
going to be a
a
draw. Isaac
I would
and
say a draw.
Mateta.
I would say a draw.
Draw.
Okay,
Okay.
okay, fair enough. Okay, next we have Nottingham Forest versus Sunderland.
I
Sunderland to
think.
One
win.
I think
Sunderland.
Sunderland
One
will. I
Sunderland.
think Sunderland. I think it's a draw. 1-1.
I
I
think
think
Sunderland
Sunderland
has
will
the
win the
momentum.
match.
I think Sunderland will beat Forest.
Yeah,
I,
Like
yeah.
on paper they shouldn't, but I think Sunderland has the momentum.
but it's a away match, so
Yeah,
I'm
it's
going for
also
a
an
draw.
away game, but I think
I'm
they
going
will
for a
have
draw.
the momentum. Okay, next up, Tottenham versus Wolves.
0-0.
2-0 Spurs.
What? Nil nil. It's
2-0.
Spurs
Okay.
3-1
at
Spurs.
home against Wolves.
2-0
Nil
Spurs.
3-1 Spurs.
I thought about 2-0, but then again it's Spurs.
nil nil.
Two-
Oh my
I mean. I mean.
God.
I mean. I
I
mean.
mean,
He can be right.
I can back the 4-0 Brighton, but nil nil.
I mean, it's Spurs. You will always get the obvious prediction wrong. 2-0 is the obvious prediction for Spurs.
I think
Might be
Spurs will
overthinking
dominate.
this.
I think Spurs dominate Wolves.
Villa and Fulham is next, I think.
I think Fulham wins. I think Villa are really bad. They don't have momentum. I think
2-0
Fulham
Fulham.
wins.
2-0
I
to
think
Fulham.
2-0
King
Fulham.
will get his first goal.
2-0 Fulham. Villa are
I
really
think
struggling, man. Villa are really struggling. There's no
I
proper
don't I th
pattern of play. There's no proper structure, and it's just basically pass the ball to Rogers and pray. And that kind of tactic won't bail you out every match.
Yeah, and today
Even
also the goal
even
they scored
Rogers is
was
quite
really
weak
dodgy.
this
That
season.
was some Onana-esque. I got war flashbacks from that goal.
Yeah, yeah. When I first saw it, I think, oh, what a banger. But then when I saw the
Yeah,
replay,
it was coming
I
straight
think,
at the keeper,
and
and he did some,
then it got swerved, kind of.
and he went to Onana. I take inspiration from the and just tries to punch it, and he made an absolute mess. Next up,
Next
it's
is Strikerless versus Stoke City.
I think Stoke City are going to edge this one.
Yeah, Stoke City have a good chance to win this.
I
I
think it's
think
gonna be
Gyökeres
a
will
What's
done.
that
1-0.
score?
I think it's gonna be a 1-0 Arsenal win.
Okay, next
Most
up
likely
it's
from a corner.
What
it's
was the match? I didn't even hear it.
Newcastle Arsenal.
I would say it's away game, right?
Yeah, away game for Arsenal.
Arsenal will win 2-1.
Fair enough.
Who
Fair
will
enough.
score?
Fair enough. Okay,
Gabriel and Saliba.
yeah, I think next up it's Everton West Ham.
Fulkirk will score next game
I
and
th
I
Grealish.
mean, West Ham is
Everton
it's a
3-0.
very
Everton
tricky
3-0.
situation to decide who is gonna win because West Ham have turned up.
I mean, West
if West
Ham under Potter have been very iffy.
if West Ham loses to Everton, I think Potter gets the sack. I think Potter gets
He
the
should.
sack.
I'm gonna go for a 2-2 draw.
I think I'm going for a draw.
I think Grealish will
I
get
think
the
I'm
winner
going for a
for
2-2 draw.
Everton.
I think it's going to be a goalless draw.
I think
I think I'm
Grealish will
going
get
for
the
a 2-2
injury
draw.
time winner for Everton.
Fair
Like
enough.
cutting in and shooting from outside the box. That kind of
Okay.
thing.
So I
Okay,
think that wraps it out.
so that's everything, and I think we
Yeah.
have covered everything in the stream as well.
Yeah. Yeah.
We should add another part about who will be the best player in next week.
I think Haaland.
I will go with Semenyo.
I think this is the most Haaland coded game week I've seen in a while.
I will go with Semenyo. By the way, are you triple captaining Haaland?
No, I wild carded him in, so I can't triple captain him. I've played my
Bold
wild
move.
card.
Bold move.
I will go with Semenyo.
All right then,
Okay. Okay.
I think
I
that's
think
it.
it's time for us to sign up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
So bye.
Bye.
I think
Yes, we
thanks
are.
for the viewers.
Th
Like, share, and subscribe, and keep the love coming in, keep the support coming in, and keep supporting us. So I think we have yapped a lot. I think it's a whole 2 hour show.
Yeah,
So I think we need to cut this off, and so we'll see you next week.
we
Bye.
will see you next week. Thank you. Bye.